we've had some hot days over the past couple of weeks here, and many of us increasing our consumption of water, including tapped and bottled varieties, to boost that hydration, avoid heat-related illnesses. Experts are advising maybe not the best choice. Let's talk about the difference between unfiltered tap and bottled water and why this is so important. We've got CEO and co-founder of Flow Water, Razgaitis, with us here to talk about this. Okay, let's break this down, because I was reading a little bit of what you've been talking, and I know your company has been highly successful. You started to really delve into this because of your daughters. What were you finding that made you really realize that we've got an issue in this country?
Well, there's really two things. One is we have an issue with the prolific use of single-use packaged beverages, which not only include water, but sugary, carbonated, caffeinated drinks. And so that's something that's prolific and causing a lot of childhood issues into adulthood issues. And so that's number one. Number two is we're literally drinking a chemical cocktail out of our tap water in the United States. And the data point for that singularly is that there's over 50,000 chemicals in use in the United States today. Fewer than 100 of these are regulated by the Safe Drinking Water Act. But there are many other issues: PFAS, lead, chromium-6. And so the thing that really drove me to this mission is work towards restoring America's drinking water, because every single human has a fundamental right to clean drinking water that they can trust. And unfortunately, today, that right does not exist in the United States. And we collectively have to solve this, and it's worth solving.
We had a crisis, obviously, in Flint, Michigan. Are you saying that maybe it's not just isolated to a town like this, that this is more prolific than we know, that across?
Absolutely. And I'll give you a few examples of that. But in the last 5 years, 56% of Americans have been drinking water with lead in it. There are over 3,000 communities across the United States whose citizens test higher for lead than at the height of the Flint lead crisis. Flint is the tip of the spear. Flint is the beginning of the problem. Flint is the canary in the coal mine. The reality is, you're living in Flint, I'm living in Flint, we're all living in Flint. And this is the problem that's not getting a lot of attention right now. And it's one that's deserved, because it is dramatically impacting people's health, but also it's relatively easy to solve. We need to do some long-term things in terms of infrastructure, policy reform, regulatory, but there's things that people can do today to assess what their water quality is in their own backyard. And
let's talk about that, because we're running out of time, and I think this is a really important conversation. I think let's hone in on this, because the truth is not everyone can afford to have a whole house water filter system. These are things that are expensive. You got to get the filters changed, et cetera. I know you have great machines behind you that you've worked hard to put out there, but what can the average American do to try and at least drink better quality water than what we're consuming right now?
I'll give you 3 really quick, simple steps. And by the way, I don't have a whole household in my system as well, and I've studied and run a water company for the last 12 years. So number one, go to drinkflowwater.com, and you can see an area in the top right section of the page where you can see what your water quality is. And that's a database from a nonprofit organization called EWG, and that's just a sampling of the contaminants that are in there. So number one, you can look at that database on drinkflowwater.com. The second thing that you can do is, for a couple $100, $300, you can buy a countertop reverse osmosis plug-and-play system, which will remove PFAS, pharmaceuticals, herbicides, pesticides, and make your water clean, safe to drink, so that you're not drinking something that's wrapped in plastic, that's full of microplastics. And so that's a problem that's easily solved today in the household, and what we're doing is solving it in hotels, schools, gyms, and corporations across the U.S. But what we're really doing is evangelizing consumers do something to solve it today in their home, as well as work towards policy and regulatory reform and infrastructure investment.
Rich, I'd love to have you back on, because I think this is a larger conversation. We've seen Florida take steps to try and remove their fluoride from their water system, the conversation as it regards to that, and also oral hygiene, et cetera. And then I'm curious, as someone who's a professional in this business, when you have these sort of, say, flow water machines behind you, what's the best vessel you would say to fill up? Is it stainless steel or a glass, or what would you recommend? Because I almost find that... Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just going to say, it seems as though nothing is perfect. You can have glasses has issues, a stainless steel may have as well. Clearly, we know all the defects that plastic has. What do you fill your water with?
Okay, at home I use glass, because I'm not transporting it. I'm not worried about it breaking. It's the least noticeable in terms of taste. There's really effectively no degradation of taste quality. When I'm on the road, I use stainless steel. Here's my stainless steel bottle. I'm in the Flow Water office today. Rode a motorcycle into the office. I threw the stainless steel bottle in the back of my backpack. So on the road, I think stainless steel is the way to go. At home, I would use glass.
All right. Thanks for answering that question. I think a lot of people ask that, and I know that not all of these things are created equally, and there's probably better grades, et cetera. We could have a full hour on this conversation. So good to have you. We'd love to have you back on. Thank you for this conversation.
Brina, thank you.